Hi, I'm Stephanie Oppenheim.
And I'm Joanne Oppenheim.
We're from toyportfolio.com.
And today we're going to talk about toy safety. There's a lot of talk this year about lead in children's toys, and that's a real concern. But you know, it's not the only concern in terms of toy safety.
One of the first things you want to look for are small parts, and we have a lot of toys that came in for review this year that did have small parts. This is a choke tube, and this is the government's regulation standard. You'll see it has an opening of 1.25 inches, and some of these pieces almost go completely in, and if it did, it would under the federal guidelines be too small. The CPSC recommends that if you don't have one of these, you can use just your standard roller, toilet paper roller, which is 1.75 inches, and you'll see what happens. These are French fries and hot dogs that came with the toy kitchen, and they go completely in. And then we even have a little spoon that came with the doll, a bottle that came with the doll. All of these pieces are too small if your child is under 3 or still puts things in her mouth.
Another safety concern are toys with strings. We're seeing more and more toys that come with extra long strings and no breakaway cords.
Right, these are 2 strings that we took off pull toys this year that do not have a safety breakaway. So if your child puts one of these toys around their neck, you have a strangulation hazard. In the past, there would have been that breakaway in the middle, and we're not finding them anymore. I guess it's a cost-saving measure. If the toy had a bead at the end, it would be illegal, but without the bead, it's perfectly fine.
That's because that could cause a knot to be formed.
Exactly.
But the toy that's dangling at the end can also cause that.
Right, and what we're finding is that there are more and more string toys, not just pull toys, but lacing toys that are now being marketed to kids under the age of 3, even as young as 18 months. It's not really an important piece of business, actually, for 18-month-old kids
No,
to
they can't do it anyway.
They don't have the fine motor skills. But again, this is another thing that you can look for on your own and take away from your kids.
Don't assume because it costs a lot or it's made of wood that it's really safe. This year we've seen a number of wooden toys that came out of the packages with wood shavings under the puzzle parts.
Or splinters, which is just not acceptable from our point of view. So wood toys, which we usually do love, you really do need to look for before you hand them over to your kids, unfortunately. Another issue that we've found this year are noisy toys. And this is a continuing trend in Toyland.
Right. You know, if it sounds too loud, it probably is too loud. And there are really more regulations for OSHA, for power tools for adults, than there are on toys for children.
So we recommend looking for toys where you can turn the volume down or even turn the volume off.
Or take the batteries out.
Exactly. And that's just one way to keep the noise level in your playroom down and make it more about your kids playing rather than the noisy toys.
Another safety concern has to do with packaging. You know, a lot of beautiful products are wrapped up in plastic bags with colorful trim, and they're very pretty. They look good in the store. They let you see what's inside. The problem is the bags often don't have air holes.
Right. So you really need to take those away from your kids and put the toys in an open basket or bin would be a safer bet and recommendation from us. For more information about these safety issues and others that we're looking at, please visit our website at toyportfolio.com.